Samuel Newell's birth is really the most unusual of the Sevier County founders and of those who later contributed to the formation of the state of Tennessee, whose 225th anniversary we celebrate.
Samuel Newell's birth occurred on the Atlantic Ocean while his family from Northern Ireland were traveling to begin a new life in Frederick County, Virginia.
Young Newell's family thrived in their adopted homeland in spite of the fact that the French were agitating the Indian tribes, trying to convince them to make war against the British and colonial settlers. By 1763, the British and the French had reached a solution and signed the Treaty of Paris. Meanwhile, young Newell's knowledge of his surroundings and his formal education was excellent. He graduated from the Augusta Academy in the Valley of Virginia. It later became Washington and Lee University. Apparently, young Newell was a voracious reader, and through these years he acquired an envious library and honed his writing skills by contributing letters and articles to various historians and schools.
Life on the frontier was rugged and not all that peaceful. Some Indian tribes who fought with the French still didn't like the British or the settlers, and their tribes just wanted to be left in peace and have no settlements encroaching their lands. Like most new frontier families, the Newells were engaged in several battles against the British and the Indians. In 1776, when he was 22, he fought against the Tories, and later that year participated in the Battle of Long Island Flats on the Holston River.
Samuel Newell's father was tomahawked and scalped near the Cherokee town of Chota. In all probability, that motivated young Newell to join the Patriot soldiers. His first battle after that was against the Shawnee at the Battle of Point Pleasant. Not long afterwards, the 23-year-old Newell's education and savvy leadership was rewarded with a lieutenant's commission. It was signed by super patriot Patrick Henry, the governor of Virginia.
3 years later, while under command of Colonel William Campbell, Newell responded to the call to join other frontiersmen to cross the mountains and meet the British head-on. They did. At Kings Mountain, where Newell once again demonstrated his bravery as a fighter, the young lieutenant was shot through the left thigh and groin. He tore off a piece of his shirt tail, pushed it into the wound to stop the flow of blood, looked around for another horse, and got right back into the battle.
Although Newell never fully recovered from his Kings Mountain wounds, he joined Colonel Arthur Campbell in several battles against the Cherokee. It was during one of these times that Newell decided to move into what's now Sevier County. He built Newell's Station at the headwaters of Boyd's Creek. When he was 28, he married Jane Montgomery, a first cousin of Sam Houston, who many of you may recall became the governor of Tennessee and then moved on to become the president of the Republic of Texas. Newell was described by those who knew him as fearless and bold. He was very active in promoting the state of Franklin. He and John Clack, the son of Spencer Clack, were Sevier County's representatives to the state of Franklin, which held its first county court at Newell's Station with Samuel as chairman. That's also the place where the state of Franklin faded away, and that was when the people of the French Broad and Holston regions drew up their Articles of Association. That was at Newell Station, 1789.
One more thing. 7 years later, however, Newell was a delegate from Sevier County to the convention to draft the Tennessee State Constitution. Later, he represented Sevier County in the first Tennessee legislature.
On our next vignette, celebrating those Sevier Countians who helped advance the cause of Tennessee statehood, we'll celebrate the fascinating life of Joshua Gist. If you'd like to know more about your relationship to any of these VIPs or other folks who've lived over the years here in Sevier County, we're at your service. We have a lot of material that can help you. Hope to see you soon on the 3rd floor of the King Family Library in the Maples History Center.